How's it going, everybody? This is TC once again, and thanks to all my subscribers for returning. And anybody who's new, you might find this interesting if you're a NASCAR fan. Back in the day, 84, 83, 84, I used to work at Daytona for Southern Catering, who did hats, or souvenirs, and all the hot dogs, hamburgers, and beer. And this little deal here is what we used to have to wear. Either there was something going on at the track, or when there wasn't something going on at the track, we had to wear these that had our little ticket in it. You know, I kept probably almost all of these. Because, I mean, Daytona's only 2 years, or two races a year, except for, at least NASCAR is. And here's the last time I actually went to Daytona. It's my ticket stub. 1990. Actually, that's the second to last time I've been there. As a spectator. Here's another one. 80 or 92. That was the last time I actually had been at the track. It's actually got my uncle's name on it, but that's the, you can see Southern Catering right there. And here's some of the tickets that we had to wear during the races if we were going to deliver food or souvenirs to the grandstands or to the infield. Daytona 84 or 500 from 84. Got two of those. That was for the, I imagine, for both days. Or I got one of the other people's tickets and kept it. Here's the Florida 200, which is now what they call ARCA, I believe. That's 84 also. Goodies 300, which is now what it used to be called the British Grand National. I still call it that. Goodies 300. Here's the ARCA 200. The other one I think was a Sportsman. And the Bush Classic for both days. Twin 125s. That was on a Thursday before the weekend to decide who was getting where after the first two positions were decided on the previous weekend. Here's one from the AMA, the motorcycle races. These were cool because when this was going on, hardly anybody showed up for that. And we used to drive these old mail trucks, square mail trucks, to deliver our beer and stuff. And one day, my uncle, he worked there with me, my other uncle, and he drove the thing, the truck, and we delivered up to the backstretch, I believe it was, around the track. Turn one had a little road right outside. There was no fence there at that time. You could reach right over and touch the inside wall of the track, but a road went all the way around, and then over to the infield. There were some grandstands. Well, on our way back, we came back and we sat in the truck like right here, and the motorcycles would go. They'd come off the road course on the inside and go like this and come right at you and go into turn one and out of turn two and down the backstretch a little bit before they went back in and did some more road course crap. And we used to sit there and just look right. They'd come right at you. It was wicked. At about 170 miles an hour probably. No, like I said, no fence on that wall. And believe it or not, like I said, you could reach over and touch the inside wall, and it was probably, it didn't seem like it was more than 4 feet. Is how thick that wall, how tall that wall was. At least at that point, that part of the track. This is cool. This is a pit permit for going into pits. I forget what the MM means. Okay. And I do have some more. The holder for these other ones that I had them in was pretty ragged out. It's in pretty bad shape. Here's a long, tall one. I'll show you a quick look at it. Pretty tall. That one I probably wore more than anything. That's why it's ragged out as bad as it is. Now this is for 85, the following year. Like I said, we worked at this track, Southern Catering anyway, for handling souvenirs and food, pretty much year round. But the 24 hours of Daytona, the Daytona 500, and the other races, and the one in July was basically all in the IROC. I forgot about that. That was usually on a Friday before the big weekend. That's cool. 7-Eleven twin 125s. Here's the Goodies 300, which is the Grand National, what you call Grand National. There's another one, Daytona 500. These are pretty cool. ARCA. Good 6 through the 10th. Here's another 125. The stub has no name on this one. This is probably the one I had. The other ones I think belong to, I think my mother. Yeah, I think she worked there with us for a couple years. There's another one without a name. Must be the one I had. Hers were filled out. IROC. Here's the Goodies 300. Yeah, that's what I filled out. Daytona 500 from 85. Now what's cool, I don't know what reason I had, but in that big holder, I put a bunch of the stickers that I had gotten from the track, I guess, for the 24 hours Camel GT, 24 hours of Daytona. Prototypes. There's quite a few of these. These might be worth something. I don't know. They're still good. Still stick them to stuff. They probably don't even make these anymore. Of course, it's a cigarette deal, so you're not going to see them anymore. Anyway, here's the empty thing. What was cool about this, I think I wore this one when I took on the job, volunteered, unfortunately for me, to go all through the grandstands on, it was 85, I believe, during the 500. And I sold, they were called chameleon sunglasses. And in 85, it was hot. It wasn't a cold February. And it was sunny, so people were buying them. And I had this tray, kind of similar to a hot dog tray. Like that, this thing goes up over your shoulders. And I walked that grandstand from, like, back then there was not that many grandstands past the start-finish line. They went on each side a little bit, but now they go way over to like coming out of turn 4 and almost going into turn 1. But at the time they were just basically in the tri-oval. And I walked up and down those grandstands with these things, the sunglasses, getting 20 bucks a pop. And I think that was probably the only time I had that much money in my pockets at one time. I mean, that was 20 bucks a pop. You can imagine how many I sold. Because I had to go down past the grandstands and go back to where we had them and refill. But I did that for the whole 4 hours of the 500. Didn't see much of the race because I wasn't facing the track, but I did watch it occasionally when I got tired and turned around and rested for a bit, and nobody was buying anything. I believe Cale Yarborough won that year. Yeah. But anyway, enough of my reminiscing there. One of these days I'll find a couple of the programs that I managed to get from those 2 years for the 500. One was the 24th anniversary of the 500, and I can't remember what the other one was called. But I'll find them eventually. I know I got them. And y'all take care. Hope you enjoyed this memory lane trip and what it used to be called when it was NASCAR Winston Cup. And leave a comment. Take care.